Mr. Abbott here, and time for another boring homework explanation. This one is on a worksheet called Longitude and Time. Thank you, Mr. Brideson. This is two different methods, what he calls the bar method, which is drawing every line, and then the mathematical method for solving longitude and time problems. Now, we'll start off with the mathematical method. I'm looking at the problem. The two times you're given are 2 a.m. and 11 a.m. When we're dealing with these problems, we know that west is earlier and east is later. So if I'm going to set up my lines, I'm going from 2 a.m. to 11 a.m. Okay, 2 a.m. is earlier. So if I just want to visualize this, I would put 2 a.m. here and 11 a.m. here. Those are my two meridians of longitude. Now, 2 a.m. is the prime meridian. So the prime meridian we know is at 0 degrees. That means this is my starting meridian. I have two of them, so I put a dot in the middle of it. I'm going to draw an arrow. I'm traveling east because east is going to get later. Now, from 2 a.m. in the morning to 11 a.m. is going to be a 9-hour time difference. Okay, you know that the Earth rotates 15 degrees per hour. So if I'm looking at this, I do 15 times 9, and that means that if I do 15 times 9, I'm going to move 135 degrees to the east. This is easy. You're starting at the prime meridian. Now, sometimes they call the time at the prime meridian GMT for Greenwich Mean Time. They also can call it UT for universal time. But in this method, where I'm doing the math, I'm moving 135 degrees. So my answer here is going to be 135 degrees east. Now, if I go to the bar method, this is actually constructing a meridian of longitude for every hour time difference. So it's 2 a.m. at the prime meridian. Okay, I'm going to do 2 a.m. at the prime meridian, which is 0 degrees. I'm headed towards 11 a.m., which means I have to go east. So 1 hour would be 3 a.m., which would be 15 degrees east. 4 a.m. would be 30 degrees east. 5 a.m. would be 45 degrees east. 6 a.m. would be 60 degrees east. 7 a.m. would give me 75 degrees east. 8 a.m. I would go to 90 degrees east. 9 a.m. gives me or brings me to 105 east. 10 a.m. would be 120 degrees east. And finally, to get all the way to 11 a.m. in the morning, I'd have to travel to 135 degrees east. So if you draw all the lines, you'll see that it would be a check. Now, looking at the next one. All right. 8 p.m. at 105 east, 4 p.m. at your location. Remember, west is earlier, east is later. So the two times that I'm given are 4 p.m. and 8 p.m. So if I'm just going to visualize it with two meridians, west is earlier, so 4 p.m. is here, 8 p.m. is here. Now, the one where I'm starting, 8 p.m. is 105 east. I'm going to label this as 105 east. This is my starting position because I know both. I'm drawing my arrow. So this time, instead of east being later, I know that west is earlier. Okay, 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. is 4 hours. Okay, so my locations are 4 hours apart. I'm going to multiply 4 times 15. For those that you need a calculator, 4 times 15 should equal 60 degrees. So I'm at 105 east. I'm moving 60 degrees to the west. Okay, I'm going to be approaching the prime meridian, but I don't reach the prime meridian, so I'm just going to do 105 minus 60, and that means I should wind up at 45 degrees east as my answer. Now, I could use the bar method, okay? Since I know both of these, and I know I have to go back in time, I'm going to start here and say that 8 p.m. would be 105 degrees east. 7 p.m., I'm moving west, so I'm going to subtract the 15 and I would go to 90 degrees east. 6 p.m., I go back another 15 and I get 75 degrees east. 5 p.m. brings me to 60 degrees east, and then 4 p.m. would bring me to 45 degrees east. Once again, my answers agree with each other. It's just the method you like, the method that helps you visualize it. All right, we'll try for 3. This may be the last one that I do in this video. Now, I'm given 150 west and 15 east. Now, if you are on opposite sides of the prime meridian, that's a new wrinkle. You're going to have to reach the prime meridian and cross into the other hemisphere. Now, for the 2 or 3 meridian method, 150 west would be farther west. 15 degrees east would be here. Now, I'm going to have to cross the prime meridian so I can even put that into my model. Okay. This is why when you have opposite signs, you're going to add the longitudes together to find the difference. So to go from 150 west to 15 east, I'm going to do 150 plus 15 is going to give me 165 degrees apart. That's the total difference in longitude that I'm going to be moving. Now, I'm going to take the 165, I'm going to divide that by 15, and that's going to tell me that 165 divided by my 15 degrees per hour gives me 11 hours apart. So my 2 locations are separated by 11 hours. Now, you're located at 150 west, and it is 10 p.m. So it's 10 p.m. This is my starting meridian, and then I'm going to go east. So east is going to get later. I'm going ahead by 11 hours. If I go ahead by 12 hours, that would give me 10 a.m., but I'm going ahead by 11 hours, so I'm going to know that the time here is going to be 9 a.m. All right, the bar method. This is going to be a lot of work because I'm going to need 12 meridians. So this is going to be tough to fit in. But looking at this, 150, 135, 120, 105, 90, 75, 60, 45, 30, 15, 0. Now all of those are degrees west. Then I'm going to finally reach 15 degrees east. All right, so those are all the meridians I'm going to pass through. Starting here, 10 p.m., 11 p.m. Now midnight is going to be 12 a.m., 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m., 5 a.m., 6 a.m., 7 a.m., 8 a.m., and I'm going to get 9 a.m. as my answer. As you can see, all of those both of my answers are going to agree. So either method will work, depends on which you find easier. Hope this helps. After this, I'm going to put a snapshot of what the answer key is for this. Good luck.